Hey folks, it's Shane. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. One of the many highlights of the recent trip to the Huntsville Handfest was having the opportunity to bump into Gaston, the tech prepper. And I had the privilege of having a good conversation with the guy. And a bulk of that conversation was over a video that he put out recently at the time of this recording about him going through one of his bug out or go bags that he hasn't touched for a while and see how it is. For us that put kits together and packs together, often we'll dedicate a pack for a certain need and we set it aside for emergencies or what have you. And of course, of time we'll go into that bag and borrow something out of it, right? With the good intentions of putting it right back, batteries charged, all of that. Well, during Gaston's video, he found that he had a few things that didn't go so well. And one of the reasons why I subscribe to his channel and really enjoy each and every video is his integrity, honesty, and humility as far as showing videos like that. So many people in the prepper communities and emergency comm channels, they'll go through and show you the cool guy bag with the cool guy gear and they'll talk about how they use it. Links down below. But Gaston will show you the cool guy bag, the cool guy gear, talks about how he does it, links down below, and then goes out into the frickin' desert and uses it regularly. And he shows you what works and what doesn't, and why it worked and why it didn't. It's taken a step where many don't. There's only a handful that I can think of that do that. So the conversation kind of went around with the kit that I have put together for this radio right here. This is my everyday HT, the old FT 3D from Yaesu. I got the kit in the pack here. Let me find a spot and I'll show you what I have in it and what I recently found that wasn't working. So here's a kit right here. I have it in a Tom Bin handy little thing pouch. As the name describes, it is a very handy little thing. Actually has MOLLE attachments, even though it doesn't look like it. Little grab handle, which works good to hold it like so. And everything's jumping out. When you open it up, it has two sides, a nice clamshell design. In this half moon shape mesh case, I keep two options for charging the radio. I have the wall wart broke down and little cable management to keep it neat and tidy. Then I have a Anderson power pole to DC barrel connector for connecting it to one of my mini LiPo batteries for charging. Most of the time I don't bother charging in the field because I have two spare batteries for the FT 3DR that I keep in these two pouches here. And as you can see in the webbing, I keep a MobiLink 4, and I have to laugh because during the conversation the term MobiLink escaped my head and I kept going and it turned into radio gear charades. There were multiple people trying to guess what I was trying to think of, but we finally got out, it was a MobiLink. And then also in there I have this small diamond antenna as a backup. Typically I have the signal stick on there as well. So after watching the Tech Preppers video, I dug into this thing to make sure that it's still the way it should be, because admittedly it sat in my EDC pack for work way too long unattended. I was happy to see that both the spare batteries were fully charged, although the MobiLink was dead. Now the MobiLink gets a bad rap of the button being easy to push and allowing the battery to go dead. The MobiLink 4 is a little better on that. And then as you can see here, I have the ingenious protector from quirky QRP on here to help on that. So the battery was either dead because the last time I used it, I bumped it and it ran dead, or it just simply went dead due to a parasitic draw over lack of use. So that was the failure, and there was 2 takeaways from that. If this is my primary setup, I'm not using it enough. This is not the type of thing that you seal up and put away and only break out in emergencies. Using this type of TNC device to pair with this radio and my phone to do WinLink or other packet things, for me, that's a perishable skill. I don't remember that much detail for a long time, and I have to get that driven into my head. So I haven't been doing my part of practicing sending WinLink messages primarily with this handheld, and it shows because this battery was dead. Lack of use. Last time I used it, I accidentally bumped it and the battery went dead with that. Within a day or 2, I should have discovered that. Now, if that was part of my kit, that was a backup, a spare, meaning I had 2 Mobi-Links and I cycled them through and had one on a shelf at home in case that one got damaged or destroyed. Still no excuse, right? I'm not checking it enough to make sure that the battery is charged, or better yet, when I have a spare identical device, I should be cycling through. Meaning when my primary device, the battery goes dead, I take it out, charge it, and put the secondary in, and now that's my primary. And I use that and keep cycling through. That way you make sure that both of them are working properly and there's no surprises. Clearly I haven't been doing that. Now as I was packing up, I realized I forgot to show you the other small failure that I had. In that mesh pocket on the one side of the handy little thing, where I keep my 2 charging cables, I also keep an SD card that has a backup of the settings and channel memories for the FD3D that I have on my strap right here. When I checked it, I realized that wasn't the current version of the settings I have for this thing, so that had to be updated to match what's on the radio and on my other SD card that I have for a backup, for making sure I get this thing programmed right and it stays programmed right. So again, pretty minor, but an item nonetheless that I needed to correct. So lessons learned. I'm glad the Tech Prepper made his video showing everybody that he stumbled a little bit. It inspired me to do the same here. As far as prepping goes, it seems so many people get drawn into being basically cool guy gear collectors and hoarders of supplies and not really using it. In my humble opinion, a true prepper should be acquiring the correct tools for his or her needs, for his or her given circumstances and what that person wants to do. Even if there's some really cool stuff out there that, you know, they kind of want to buy and make up a reason to have it later. We got to focus on that, right, folks? I'm derailing down into a subject that's fit for a different channel, so I'll wrap things up now and go through your kits, make sure your batteries are charged, make sure you remember how to use the stuff. And if not, take it out in the field and get at it. Thanks for watching, folks. Catch you on the next one.